Trey Yesavage goes back to work for the Blue Jays in a 0-0 game. Middle of the Dodger order here. Will Smith the lead off. The Dodger catcher had a career year, hit .296, was an all-star, but then he injured his hand in early September and missed the last month. He's come back, he's collected his hits, but no pop in there. It's been all singles in this postseason. Fastball misses, 1-0.
This could be a tough at bat for Yesavage, and I don't think you could say that so far on anybody the way he's throwing, but good right-handed hitter against right-handed pitchers.
2-0.
When you have an arm side guy you're facing, you want that guy to be a little more aggressive. Well, Will Smith's not aggressive. He does a good job commanding the zone, so you got to come to him.
This whole Dodger lineup really good at being disciplined. Yesavage in his last start, I was against the Seattle team, opposite end of the spectrum, extra aggressive. But the Dodgers have always prided themselves on not chasing, not going out of the strike zone. Down to 2-1. Smith lays off. Now Trey Yesavage, it's only 6 starts, but if he had enough data in there to qualify, he would have the highest chase rate of anybody in baseball. So he's relied on teams to be aggressive. His 3-1 is taken for ball 4. The Dodgers have their first base runner on a leadoff walk from Smith. Power Player is sponsored by Salesforce. It's not supposed to go like this. Trey Yesavage started his season in front of 328 fans against the Jupiter Hammerheads. Now he's pitching in the World Series, and they asked him, are you living your dream here? And he shook his head and he said, I don't know how I could have ever dreamt of this. Not this fast. First round pick just last year. A-ball to the World Series in 1 year. He's downstairs with his first one to Hernandez.
And again, this will be a test for him because the Dodgers don't expand the zone. And his fastball's not as electric as we saw in the first start in the postseason. He's got a couple fastballs that have cut at 93, 94. It's not that the velocity is everything, but you can just tell he doesn't have that fresh arm to let it go and let it eat. And that is going to be concerning if he doesn't command that early and go to his off speed.
So much of the chase comes after you establish that. Finds his zone with a slider.
So I would, just watching him right now without knowing anything, I would say he's going to be more off-speed dependent right now based on what I'm seeing out of his fastball.
Than you would like him to be, especially.
Correct.
That was the least that he's used his fastball in this rookie season against Seattle. Sliders in for strike 2. They got away with it with how aggressive those Mariners hitters were. Oscar Hernandez, 58 home runs in his 2 seasons with the Dodgers, another 7 in the postseason. On a 1-2 from Yesavage. Bounces one left side to second for 1. Bichette to first, not in time. Hernandez aboard, 1 away on the fielder's choice. They said they drafted Trey Yesavage for the uniqueness of the delivery. Now they love the demeanor.
Trey seems just unfazed. He's 22, but you wouldn't know it.
Dunedin Blue Jays, Vancouver Canadians, New Hampshire Fisher Cats, Buffalo Bison, and Toronto Blue Jays. It's crazy. It's a dream come true, and so excited.
So Trey got to the major league September 15th. He's been living out of a hotel room in Toronto since then, and every time they leave town, he has to check out of his room, apparently. Here's a strikeout once. He said that his truck looks like a mobile home. Just all kinds of stuff thrown in there.
I think he'll have a permanent home next year, but you've already seen, again, that's 4 sliders in a row now. Fastball usage is going to be low.
Muncy on 0-1. Shoots one to left field, a base hit, and the first one of the game for the Dodgers. Max Muncy, who's just 1 for 12 in the championship series, has a single to put him at first and second.
He gave a high sign for a slider that I don't know if he's actually trying to throw the slider up there, but that's right down the middle and no break at all. And Max Muncy's not going to miss too many of those. He's lucky he's a single. This is the part of the lineup that if they produce at all for the Dodgers, they're going to be really hard to beat. This is part of the lineup hasn't produced as much as the Toronto Blue Jays bottom part of their lineup.
2 on, 1 out. Kike Hernandez very high with the fastball. Their October ringer right here. Hernandez, who is a below average hitter during the regular season. We're talking more than a decade in the majors, who just transforms when he gets into October with a line in the postseason that's almost identical to Reggie Jackson. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now, the one thing over the last couple years that you could do to Kike Hernandez is get him to hit a ground ball double play. He's hit into quite a few of them.
Jays have turned a bunch of them. That's up the middle and through. Base hit center field from Hernandez. Teoscar Hernandez comes home. The Dodgers are on the board first. Kike Hernandez again getting the job done in the postseason. And it's the bottom of the order for the Dodgers, getting the game's first run.
Another slider over the middle of the plate. You cannot live there with the Dodgers. You cannot. And he's going to have to make an adjustment. When the Dodgers realize he doesn't have his fastball or not willing to go to his fastball a lot, they can sit on the off-speed pitches.
And what a swing right there. Blue Jays had bases loaded against Blake Snell, could not cash in. The Dodgers, half inning later, have the game's first run. And Tommy Edman taken inside for a ball. Tommy Edman is a switch hitter that occasionally, very occasionally, will bat righty-righty, and he does that here to try and take away that splitter. It's only the 4th time all year that he's seen a right-hander from this side. The former Blue Jay, Teoscar Hernandez, scores the first run of this fall classic. 1-2 on the high fastball.
Yeah, he's got to have that pitch. I mean, that fastball is going to set up a lot of other things. And up until this hitter, that's the first time 2 in a row in a while.
Muncy at second, Kike Hernandez at first. And a 1-2 from Trey Yesavage in the dirt, count evens. The run in the bank. The Dodgers looking for more here in the second. On a 2-2, Edman taps it along third, and no play for Ernie Clement. An infield single for Tommy Edman to load the bases. The Dodgers doing their best Blue Jays impression here, putting the ball in play and putting the pressure on.
Well, what a total change of the bottom of the first to the top of the second. And speaking of the top, he just hit the top of that baseball. The Toronto Blue Jays got a chance to break open their lead, and now they're worried about a crooked number here. And this meeting at the mound is going to be like, got to attack this hitter because the next hitter on deck is not fun.
Superman. Super 6. Play the Fox Super 6 MLB Playoff Challenge. Download the Fox Sports app right now and enter for free for a shot to win your share of $20 grand in cash prizes. See the Fox Sports app for details.
Good breaking ball hitter in Pajes. He also loves hitting off of left-handed pitchers.
Now, Pajes has really struggled in this postseason, just 3 for 35. Dave Roberts pulled him aside a few days ago and said enough grinding in the cage over mechanics. Just be a hitter. Aim for the middle of the field. And seemed to turn it on after that conversation at the end of the championship series. The Dodgers think he's ready to take off after a breakout second season where he hit 27 home runs. Dodgers with their own bases loaded chance. Pajes down 0-2.
We haven't seen the field for that splitter. Only 3 of them so far. A bit heavy slider usage.
Pajes looking for his first hit with a runner in scoring position in these playoffs. This Dodger offense has not really gotten it going. It's been the pitching that's gotten them here. They're only averaging about 3 runs per game. The 0-2. Taken in the dirt. A walk and 3 singles in the inning. Ohtani looms on deck. That's the only guy to hit more home runs than Pages on the Dodgers this year. The 1-2 popped out of his hand and the count evens. So Blake Snell's bottom of the first has become Trey Yesavage's top of the second. Already 23 pitches thrown. And now a 2-2 to Pages. Misses downstairs and misses his spot even worse.
This field right now is not connected, and it's showing. Normally in the 0-2 count, the hitter would have been put away already. I understand the Dodgers are a different team, but mechanically he is just not connected with his release point.
3-2 on Pages. Nowhere to put him with Ohtani on deck. Here it comes. He struck him out. Slider gets Pages 2 away.
Well, he saved his best slider that really took off down.
Well, here we go with the bases loaded. It's Shohei Ohtani. Struck out with a splitter his first time. Fastball sneaks by.
Got to crowd Ohtani, and you got to get him up out of the zone. Don't leave one mediocre in the zone.
55 home runs during the regular season. On the 0-1, he takes a slider down. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kid that started the season in front of 300 people in Jupiter, Florida, faces Ohtani in the World Series. Falls behind him 2-1. Scary proposition to have to battle back into the count against him.
Yeah, and again, we showed you the release point when he throws his split, but when he's up that high up a release point and you're behind that ball, you got to get down through it. That's what creates the depth and the movement, and it's almost coming out of his hand and popping up high and not having the true effect.
Grounder, fair. Guerrero beats him to the bag, and Yesavage limits the damage to 1.